the royal houses of the world are plagued with secrets and scandals that often surpass fiction. Today, we will take you to the heart of one of the most explosive dramas of the 17th century French court. While the Sun King, Louis XIV, enjoyed his life of excess and love affairs, his wife, Maria Theresa of Austria, found herself embroiled in a scandal so shocking that it continues to cause a stir even today. Get ready to uncover how a young pygmy and a mysterious baby shook the court and sparked rumors that defy history. If this is your first time on the channel, subscribe now so you don't miss any important content about the darkest chapters of our history. One of the juiciest stories of Louis XIV's French court in the second half of the 17th century does not center on the infidelities of the Sun King, known for his numerous love affairs and 15 illegitimate children. In fact, the true scandal starred his wife, Maria Theresa of Austria. Far from being a passive figure, she became the focus of a plot filled with intrigue and secrets that rocked the court. The daughter of Spanish King Philip IV, Maria Theresa married madly in love on June 9, 1660, at the age of 21. But instead of living a fairy tale, her marriage became a nightmare. The wedding, designed to seal peace between Spain and France, turned into a bitter betrayal when the French king broke the agreement, leaving the young queen trapped in a storm of misery and deceit. The Sun King devoted most of his day to state affairs, but when he found respite, he used it to chase maidens and entertain his numerous lovers. Amid political intrigues and romantic scandals, his free time became a true feast of pleasure and promiscuity. Bored by his wife's monotonous life, the king decided to add an exotic touch to the matter, assigning her a young pygmy as a companion. This curious gift was brought back to the French court by his first cousin, François de Bourbon-Vendôme, Duke of Beaufort, who, after his adventures as Superintendent General of Navigation in the Mediterranean and North Africa, decided to add some spice to palace routines. The young servant, short in stature and dark-skinned, was converted to Christianity, as was customary for slaves of the time, and was baptized with the name Nebo. Chroniclers are baffled in their attempts to explain why the queen chose such an unusual name, adding a touch of mystery to the already extravagant circus of the court. By then, the queen had already given birth to 2 children. In 1661, a boy named Louis, who would become Dauphin of France, though he would never reign, and Elizabeth, who died only a month and a half after her birth in 1662. The tragic loss of her daughter and her husband's ongoing contempt plunged the queen into deep depression, while the court observed with morbid curiosity the dramatic turn her life had taken. Nebo's arrival at court sparked an emotional revolution. Suddenly, Maria Theresa of Austria began to show genuine smiles, thanks to the wit and cheek of her new servant. They became inseparable, strolling through the palace gardens with contagious laughter and playful chatter, as Nebo became the ray of sunshine that illuminated her miserable life. In early 1664, a bombshell hit the court with the announcement that the young queen, barely 25 years old, was expecting her 3rd child. Meanwhile, Louis XIV had already fathered an illegitimate child with his mistress Louise de la Valliere, lady-in-waiting to his brother Philippe of France's wife, and they were on their way to having 4 children together. On November 16, 1664, Maria Theresa of Austria gave birth to a weak and frail baby girl with unusually dark skin. This unexpected detail sparked explosive gossip and rumors in the court, whispering about Nebo's possible paternity and unleashing a storm of speculation that turned the court into a hotbed of scandal and suspicion. Some chroniclers murmured that the baby's skin tone was eerily similar to that of the young pygmy, Nebo. Others, however, claimed that her skin color was pale blue, suggesting cyanosis, a bluish discoloration caused by a deficiency in blood oxygenation. This discouraging color might have been inherited from Louis XIV, who, according to some rumors, may have received it from the Medici family, known for their propensity for this strange congenital condition. The little girl, baptized as Maria Anna, died just 40 days after birth. And as if fate reveled in the scandal, Nebo mysteriously disappeared shortly after the tragedy. He was never heard from again, leaving the court in a whirlwind of speculation and wild theories about his role in this royal drama. At the Abbey of Moret-sur-Loing, there is a record of a nun named Louise Marie Therese, who spent her entire life cloistered. Intriguingly, her skin was black, and her birth date coincided with November 16, 1664, the same day that little Maria Anna was born. It seems that Maria Anna did not die but was instead handed over to the nuns at the abbey. In exchange, the royal house provided a generous pension, and several members of the royal family, including Queen Maria Theresa herself, visited her frequently. Speculation that Maria Anna was the result of the Queen's adulterous affair continues to circulate strongly, and even the memoirs of and Marie-Louise of Orleans, first cousin of the King and Duchess of Montpensier, suggest a possible royal infidelity. These frequent visits to the abbey only fueled the rumors, as the court divided between those who believed in the Queen's innocence and those who claimed the scandal was an open secret. The Queen's situation grew increasingly complicated. Though she tried to maintain her composure and fulfill her duties as Queen of France, her reputation was tarnished by the rumors and suspicions surrounding her lost daughter. Courtiers whispered in Versailles corridors, sharing stories about the true nature of the relationship between Maria Theresa and Nebo. It was said that the young servant had been much more than just a companion to the Queen, and had filled the void left by Louis XIV's indifference. Although there was never conclusive evidence of a romantic relationship between them, Nebo's disappearance after Maria Anna's birth and the subsequent admission of the girl to the abbey fueled theories of a conspiracy to cover up a massive scandal. The memoirs of and Marie-Louise of Orleans, also known as La Grande Mademoiselle, only fanned the flames of the scandal. The Duchess of Montpensier, the king's cousin, was known for her candor and disdain for the social conventions of the time. In her writings, she suggested that the relationship between the Queen and Nebo had been closer than many were willing to admit, hinting that the child had been sent to the abbey to avoid a scandal that could have jeopardized the stability of the French monarchy. These writings, though inconclusive, contributed to cementing the legend of Maria Theresa and her missing daughter. Regardless of the truth, this enigma is just one of the many secrets and scandals left in the path of history by the promiscuous French court. Life at Versailles was filled with intrigues, secret alliances, and betrayals, and the story of Maria Theresa, Nebo, and the mysterious baby perfectly reflects the complexities and excesses of Louis XIV's court. Despite the royal house's efforts to maintain appearances and project an image of power and unity, the reality was that the personal dramas of its members were as turbulent as the wars and political conflicts they faced. If you've made it this far and learned something new with our stories, subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss our upcoming videos. Together, we can uncover and remember the truths that history often tries to hide.